Yeah. Naively, I probably don't think about it at all or enough, but I don't think that I think it's more so the demands of the NBA game than it is a threat to my overall health. But maybe that's naive.
At that point, where you stop playing, whatever that is, just not having to worry about it because you think you'll be doing it.
Yeah, I mean, if I don't have to, match 22-year-olds up and down a court and jump on an airplane between every game, I think I could fare quite well at the local pickup game. But it's different. It's different, and obviously my expectations and demands on myself are different. But as far as like playing with my kids and being active after my career, I don't think that's in jeopardy.
You still having fun?
Love it. Yeah, the games I played recently, I had so much fun. I would have loved to have played some more. Like I said, coming back without practicing for 5 weeks was probably a little silly of me, but I just wanted to play, and I enjoyed every chance I got.
What do you think about what Mike will do coaching the season and his future?
Well, I can't really comment on his future because I don't know, but it was tough on him. Obviously, I mean, I've said this before, I don't know that any coach is going to have more success than he did with our team this year. It was just a litany of injuries, new faces, and guys that were kind of, for lack of a better word, discarded in one way or another by other franchises, and we tried to put it all together, and that's not a situation I think where you can fairly judge a coach, especially with what happened this year. I thought the fact that it remained relatively positive inside the locker room and on the practice floor was a huge win for everybody. It was cathartic in some ways, I think. It was an opportunity for me to tell my story, I think, and I think at the same time in doing so and in writing the treatment and creating the film, it gave me a chance to really look inside, and I feel a lot better about my situation now, regardless of a lack of productivity. I feel a lot more in touch with myself and confident in myself and where I'm at, and feel less hindered by the situation. I just feel positive and optimistic and hopeful that I can go on and play. That's a good question. I actually have had that argument with the editor a few times, where I do feel like it's, enough, let's take this in a lighthearted direction now. But, yeah. Yeah, I mean, but that's another dance, right? So, the treatment, the story I wanted to tell was one that I think seemingly we all go through. That's why I wanted to tell it, because this is a universal story that I think we kind of sweep under the rug. That you come to the end of your day, whether you're a writer who's run out of words, or you're an athlete who can't keep up anymore, and whether it's high school, college, the pros, there comes a time when you have to, hang it up, or you face retirement. And in the case of a professional athlete, I think it's heightened because you've done something, and particularly for 18 years, that you've become accustomed to doing. You've built your life around, and even your identity around, and to feel for a moment like that's disappeared is a frightening place. But to also move on, to see the future and to have to move on to that is something that I think everybody goes through at some stage. I had friends who don't play basketball, didn't play sports, call me up and say, I've been feeling that way lately just in life. Like, I'm 40 now, and what the heck's going on? Like, what, it's a transition. And so that was the goal. Like, it might look now like, in some respects, because it's been well received, I think that people say, wow, that was a smart move. Like, but in some ways I almost, like, especially with the money comment, I just felt it was an opportunity to be really honest, and backlash be damned. I think it felt right at this stage in my career to be open and to hell with being judged. That is the truth. And sometimes there's music and threads that might go on too long, but that's a delicate balance too. So yeah, that's it. It was an opportunity. It felt right to just open myself up because I've never really wanted to do that.
Steve, you had talked at certain times during the season with this as far as just your frustration with no matter how much work you're putting in, that the result wasn't always there, being able to be healthy enough to play. How much of a fear do you have that heading into next season? Even if you're doing all the right things, had a schedule relative to last year, right?
I guess there's a threshold, but I'm not sure how close I am to that threshold because I have found some form and efficiency out there in limited minutes to where I know it's there. It's just a matter, can I go there, 2, 3, 4 times a week?
Was there a point where a doctor said to you, maybe it's time, maybe shut it down medically? No. Which is reassuring that I'm not, going back to the previous questions about life after basketball, I don't know that it's a big threat to that. But any day, anything could change. You keep putting yourself out there. But, my situation, I think, is just a lot of mileage and, and you have a whole bunch of bulging discs and spondylolisthesis and stenosis. I'm not even sure the doc knows exactly why it's presenting the way it is, but he can take a really educated guess. So that makes it complicated or convoluted as well.
Steve, did you and Mitch come up with some sort of plan to touch base throughout the summertime so both sides can kind of know where each other's at?
We just said, let's just keep in touch. But, I think he just said, if you can come back and play the way I saw you play recently, you'll play a lot for us and help us a lot. And if you can, obviously, it'll be more disappointment for both of us. But, I think he just was kind of like, good luck. I mean, and the franchise is in a rebuild here. So there's not a lot of options, or there's not even a real rush to do something. I think with me, frankly, I think if I looked at it from the outside, even, it's the positive. I mean, the thing that the dust is going to clear and settle a lot more, I think, when my contract expires, and there's a lot more options for the club. In the meantime, there isn't that many options. Frankly, I don't see. I want to just come back, try to contribute to the club the best I can, hopefully on the court, and if not, off the court, being a mentor and a great influence and positive force, and hopefully though it's on the court.
Were you a little nervous, coming in when there were these championship aspirations and expectations, and now going into the next season, there's just so much unknown? You're a little nervous about what you potentially could walk into next season?
I'm not nervous. I mean, we've hit the bottom. We had championship aspirations, and nothing's gone right. It's been obviously a disaster, and individually and collectively, and but not for lack of want or trying. And sometimes you gotta take your shots and try to keep fighting, and you can't always be on top, and you can't quit when you're down, and we are in the situation. So I'm not nervous. I would like to be on the court fighting and giving the team what I can in this transition.